Margaret was 58 when her daughter noticed that she'd stopped walking the way she used to. Her stride was shorter, her steps were more careful, her confidence was gone. Margaret hadn't fallen, she hadn't been injured. Her body was just quietly starting to shrink its own world, and she hadn't even realized it was happening. Again, she was only 58. In the West, we've become chair-shaped. We move from the car seat to the office chair to the sofa. This lifestyle has essentially silenced the muscles in our feet and hips. In traditional Japanese culture, however, the floor is a workspace, a dining table, and a place of rest. This constant transition from the floor to standing keeps the joints oiled and the nervous system awake. And all this from a country roughly the size of Texas. As of 2025, Japan is home to nearly 100,000 people aged 100 or older. That's the highest number ever recorded, and it has risen steadily for 55 consecutive years. Now, why's that? Researchers point to a mix of community practices, purposeful routines, and gradual daily movement, not intense exercise, as the main factors behind this extraordinary longevity. Today, we're going to translate that ancient floor wisdom into 6 movements that you can do safely, regardless of your current fitness level. Here's where it starts. Number 1, spine lift and seated sacrum release. This might look too simple to matter, but it is the anchor for your entire nervous system. This movement targets the longitudinal ligaments of the spine and the deep stabilizing muscles of the core. Here's how to do it. Sit back fully in your chair, both feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Take a slow breath in through the nose. As you breathe out, imagine a thread attached to the crown of your head, gently drawing you upward. Let your spine lengthen. Your shoulders soften and drop. Your chin draws back slightly. Your chest opens. Hold that tall, easy posture for 10 full seconds. Breathe naturally. Then slowly roll your shoulders backward 3 times. Forward 3 times. Let them settle. Research from Japan shows that slow, mindful sitting and standing movements like this, practiced just minutes a day, help maintain the kind of upright posture and spinal alignment that keeps seniors independent and reduces fall risk. There is something else happening here too. When you sit tall, deliberately, when you choose it, you're reminding your body of its own capability. That's more important than most people realize. This movement will help you reduce the heaviness felt in the lower back, reduce upper back tension, align your spine, and improve your center of gravity, which is the first step in permanent fall prevention. You'll also notice a calm, grounded feeling that carries into the rest of your day. Number 2, Sonkyo-Inspired mini squat. If you've ever watched a sumo match, you've seen the wrestlers take a very specific, high crouch position before the fight begins. This is called Sonkyo. In Japan, this is a way for the athlete to find their center of gravity and become unshakable. For the rest of us, it is one of the most powerful tools for fall prevention ever discovered. To do this safely at home, you do not need to squat like a sumo wrestler. Stand behind a sturdy chair or a heavy kitchen countertop. Hold on for support. With your feet shoulder width apart, slowly lower your hips while allowing your heels to lift off the floor. You only need to lower yourself a few inches as if you were about to sit down but chose not to yet. Hold it for 3 breaths. Rise back up with slow, deliberate control. This is one of the most important movements in this entire video. The ability to lower and rise with control is a direct measure of lower body strength and fall resilience that researchers use when studying healthy aging. When doing it, use as much support as you need. Start with just 5 repetitions if that is where you are right now. Doing this movement consistently helps you activate the tiny stabilizing muscles around the ankles. These are the muscles that catch you if you trip on a rug or a curb. So you're essentially training your body to stay upright during a stumble. Number 3, hip rock and weight shift. Your hips are the center of everything. In many Eastern traditions, your hips are considered the reservoir of physical energy. Biologically, they're the gatekeeper of your deep nervous system. When they move freely, your whole body follows. When the hips stiffen, Everything above and below them starts to quietly compensate, and that compensation is where most of the aches and limitations actually come from. So sit upright in your chair, feet flat, hip width apart. Gently shift your weight to the right, letting the left sitting bone lift slightly, then shift to the left. Find a slow, easy rhythm. Back and forth, unhurried, then add a gentle circle. Small rotations from the hips. 5 slowly clockwise, 5 counterclockwise. When we sit in chairs all day, the hips become locked. The surrounding muscles tighten, and the brain begins to perceive a lack of safety. This is why so many people over 60 feel a constant tightness in their lower back that never seems to go away. This movement takes care of that. It helps relieve chronic tension in the lower back and oils the hip joints, making daily activities like climbing stairs feel significantly lighter. Are you enjoying our video so far? Take a quick moment to hit like and subscribe. We're also building a strong and active community for adults over 60 right here, and your presence truly makes a difference. Let's show the world that strength has no age limit. Now let's move on to the next movement. Number 4, Kiza-Inspired toe stretch. Kiza is the Japanese kneeling posture where the toes are tucked and the body weight presses gently through them. Most of our modern lives are spent in shoes. While shoes protect us, they also act like casts. They prevent the 26 bones and 33 joints in each foot from moving the way nature intended. Over time, the tissue on the bottom of the foot, the plantar fascia, becomes brittle and stiff. The Kiza intentionally stretches this tissue. To perform this safely, we bring it to the chair. Sit at the edge of your seat. Slide one foot back behind you so that your toes are tucked under, pressing lightly into the floor. Just the gentle weight of the foot resting there. You should feel a stretch along the base of your toes and across the sole of your foot. Hold for 20 seconds. Breathe slowly. Switch sides. Most adults have never stretched the soles of their feet intentionally. Not once. When you tuck your toes, you're waking up the proprioceptors, those tiny sensors that tell your brain where your body is in space. When these sensors are active, your balance improves instantly. This restores the spring to your step. It allows your feet to absorb shock correctly, which instantly takes the pressure off your painful knee joints. You may feel more than you bargained for the first time you try this. That is completely normal. So, start gently. Use a small cushion under your foot if needed. Give it time. Number 5, heel raise with ankle rotation. Stiff ankles are one of the earliest signs that your lower body is losing its range. And stiff ankles affect how you walk, how you climb stairs, and how quickly you recover your balance when you stumble. To stay mobile, our joints need a specific substance called synovial fluid. Think of this as the WD-40 or oil for your joints. Unlike the engine in your car, your joints don't have a pump for this oil. The only way to move the fluid into the cartilage is through rhythmic movement. So, stand behind your chair, hold the back lightly for support, rise up slowly onto the balls of your feet, hold for 2 seconds, lower back down with control. Do that 10 times, then, still standing, lift one foot slightly and draw a slow circle with your ankle. 5 circles one way, 5 the other. Then switch feet. This bye-bye motion targets the lateral muscles of the shin. These muscles are responsible for lifting the foot. When they are weak, we tend to shuffle, which leads to tripping. One randomized controlled trial from Tohoku University showed that slow, deliberate lower body movements done daily can boost knee extension strength in seniors, which is the very strength linked to mobility and fall prevention. When you keep these muscles active and the joint lubricated, you ensure that every step you take is clear, crisp, and safe. And we save the easiest and best for last. Number 6, toe lift and spread. This is, without question, one of the most powerful things you can do for your balance. Here's why. Your toes connect to everything above them. The small muscles in your feet are the first line of stability your body relies on. When they stop working well, your ankles try to take on the burden. Your knees follow, your hips shift. The whole chain quietly breaks down, and most people never trace it back to where it started. So here's the movement. Sit upright in a sturdy chair, both feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift all 10 toes off the ground. Hold for 3 seconds. Spread them as wide as you can, then lower them back down with control. That's it. What you're doing is waking up the arch of your foot and reactivating the small stabilizing muscles that most people have essentially switched off from years of shoes and sitting. Do this 10 times. You'll feel it more than you expect, but you'll have better foot awareness, is better ground contact, better balance from the bottom up. The beauty of these Japanese-inspired movements is that you don't need to spend an hour a day on them. In fact, we recommend habit stacking. Practice your ankle waves while you're eating breakfast. Try a few seconds of Sonkyo while you wait for your morning coffee to brew. Do the Kiza stretch or toe lift and spread while you're watching the evening news. And one more thing before we close. Start slowly. Use support whenever you need it. If a movement produces sharp discomfort, stop and rest. These movements are designed to be gentle, but your body knows itself better than any video does. Trust it. Margaret started with just the toe lifts. 3 weeks later, her daughter noticed something again. This time it was different. She said, "Mom, you're walking the way you used to. That's what this is about. You aren't trying to turn back the clock. You're just refining the body you have." If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to stay in the club. Tell us in the comments, which of these movements would you be practicing? And if you haven't seen our video on balance, that's a great one to watch next. Thanks for watching. Move calm, live strong, and I'll see you in the next one.